Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Darkest Dungeon. We're still probably going to be running veteran quests today. The Antiquarian might technically want to pull us back into apprentice quests, but I don't think we got a usable team, Antiquarian. Not that we don't have a usable team, I just don't have really a usable team for the Antiquarian. And everything else is going to hit level 3 like one quest in. So let's pop into the quest choices. So we're looking at probably doing something veteran. We're looking at probably trying to get another boss to spawn. I triggered both in the ruins. I think we did both in the ruins. Both the veteran bosses in the ruins. Check out the ancestor memories here. Professional respect. Yeah, so we've triggered both veteran bosses in the ruins. I think those are the only ones besides the level 2 hag, the veteran hag that we've triggered. So we basically want to trigger a boss spawn anywhere else except for the ruins. Ideally. So we can do Cove, we can do Warren, we can do Veld. Caregivers Convention. That's a medium length. Gather medicine. So our inventory is going to get a bit full on that one. Bloody herbs. I don't think it's really a trinket we want. We're running most of our plague doctors ranged. Legendary brazier. Damage, speed, stress. Bunch of extra deeds. Would be a long quest. Potentially a pretty rewarding quest. What are we going to run for the team? Probably want to run level 3 team. So we say something like bring the plague doctor. Oh, actually, yeah. The plague doctor say bring you in. Are you my melee one or are you my ranged one? You're my ranged one. You've got sacrificial stab if you get pulled forward, so you're not useless if you're in up front, but yeah, you're my ranged one. So we got you all the way up back with lots of blight. We got you mostly for healing, weakening, and damage debuff. Pistol artillery or stab. So you're anti-Eldritch. So that's maybe an argument to go for something that's Eldritch. Which is... Where are the Eldritch? I think the Eldritch are everywhere, to be fair. It's not like the Unholy, where the Unholy is easiest to get in the ruins. And then we need some frontliners. It might be nice to have some frontliners that can move. So something like Drexel with Duelist Advanced. So they could technically do a sort of dance party up in the first 2 rows. We can run like Mattel and Drexel. Ooh, Holy Lance has to be back to. Although everything else you want only wants you in that spot. So we could definitely get that to work. I might drop Zealous Acquisition and swap over Stunning Blow if we were to do that. We get some stuns. Get some more stuns. And then run... Although that puts Drexel in first. Well, the Drexel will be fine in first. You want to go into the Warrens. Antiquarian buff speed, debuff skill. Before we go into the Weld. Nope, let's go to the Warrens. That long quest is tempting with the number of deeds. Although we happen to have a balanced Warrens fighter here for going well into the Warrens. I think we tried Darl and Mattel. And if we're going to do that, we want Drexel. Well, we want the D-stealth. D-stealth makes sense. Yeah, because it'd be our only D-stealth. Convention levels where you want the D-stealth. Probably drop Zealous Acquisition, replace it with Stunning Blow. I'm trying to decide if I want to pick up Open Veins instead of Pistol Shot. There's an argument with that. That would make us lose our range. Well, we got pretty good range with the two range guys in the back. Yeah, okay. So in which case we're swapping to that combo. I think that'll work. We got these two that can reposition to counteract the fact that these guys are pretty bad at repositioning. So we push these guys back. These two don't actually care which way they're around, as long as they're in the back. So as long as these two can push themselves forward, push these guys back, we got a bit of maneuver combo there. Trap disarm, bunch of dodge, which is nice. Healing skill buff, extra dodge, yeah. So you want to go Veld, you're gonna want to go Warrens. You want to go. Okay, so we're getting a sort of situation where it's like, yeah, we got guys who specialize in particular regions, and we're just gonna go in one. 2 of the 4. Oh, you've got Cove and Warrens, although it's scouting versus damage. Yeah, I think we'll still go ahead. I think we're gonna go Weld. We're gonna go the large one. Okay, so let's take those guys into the guild. We want to get them skilled up. So obviously you. Have we got your skills up? No. Guild is portrait, so we can't improve the prices, but we've already improved the prices partially. For the accuracy, we're going to take that, and then we'll do the bleed. Okay. Probably overspending trying to get these guys' skills up. But, I think that'll be good. And then we want Stunning Blow on you and Smite. Yeah. That looks good, that looks good. Good, and good. Do you have something that's providing a debuff to your dodge or something? Yes, the accuracy steady bracer is accuracy effect. Can I get that with a different debuff? That's melee skills. That's not what you're doing. Can't double stack that, otherwise we probably would. Stun skill. Yeah. Stack that, will give you a pretty high stun. So 35% stun skill plus 10% accuracy, and we have blinding gas. So we're working with like 165% stun base. That's pretty good stun. Pretty good double hit stun. And we got some accuracy, so it should connect pretty well. I like this combo. This combo works for me. Then dodge, stress reduction. I could replace the stress reduction with something else if we've got something really tempting for ranged occultist. quickly popping through here. Could do the bonus to heal. I think that's what we want. Stun. Running stun on you. I think the answer is no. Crit versus Eldritch. I'm not sure we're going to be running very much into Eldritch, so we'll pass on that one. Dodge for speed. I don't want to double stack the speed mod. You don't have enough base hit points. Otherwise, I'll probably do the Boulder Ring. We'll just roll with that. Okay, and then Mattel. We've got Dodge of Torches high. Stun at the penalty of stun resist, which is usually worth trading. And then healing skills. You are technically a healer with the battle heal. Could potentially replace Julia's head with something else. Protect dodge. Ooh, protect dodge is thinking pretty good for melee. I take protect the dodge. That way, if he's healing, he's protecting or focusing on healing other people. The other thing to do would be more stun. I've got a good stun trinket in here. Virtue Death Blow, not really what we're looking for. Well, that's a Crusader only thing. That's accuracy range. Yeah, let's go the protect dodge instead of the stress reduction. We got stress pretty low on you. This is a long quest, so we actually have a good way to recover stress in this one. Next thing to do is to get these guys' equipment up, or not, because we're actually fairly low money. Okay, I think we're prepped as well as we're going to be for this long delve into the Veld. So into the Veld we go. To pick up this legendary bracers, we need provision. It is long, so we're going to take all the food. We're going to take 3 stacks of torches. Usual key, shovel, Veld. So I'm going to take extra shovels. Take a full stack shovels. Full stack of anti-venom. Couple bandages in case stuff goes wrong in that department, and a herb because we can pick up a little bit extra food potentially mid-run with the herb. And there we go. You know, this is long enough quest, I'll take an extra key. Just in case we find the secret room, which needs a key. No guarantee you'll find the secret room. In fact, that's the reason you almost always bring a key into a dungeon, in case you find the secret room. And the paths are littered with poisonous traps, which is why we're bringing the anti-venom, basically.
I knew all these paths once. Now they are as twisted as my own ambitions.
This is a interesting map. We can do a pretty decent job of limiting backtracking. Longest backtrack is probably going to be that section. So we know the herb's not the way to go. What about the anti-venom? No. Yeah, bandages work.
A fortune, waiting to be
Patience
spent.
and some money. Not a fight. We did get a scouting report. Let's do this backtrack. We're gonna hallway fight going out. That's easy enough to deal with. Here's the hallway fight. So we got a stealthed crone and the ghoul. So sadly, I can't hit the stealth crone. The stuns. We'll start whiting the ghoul. De-stealth the crone, so everyone can start hitting the crone. Give me a stun on the ghoul. Can. There we go. Is the ghoul considered ghoul's human? Human unholy, okay. So I'm looking just for raw damage to the knife at this point. There we go. That's why we stunned her, or that's why we would have liked to stun her, so we could not have back-to-back attacks off the crone. I'd like to remove the bleed, but I'd also really like to have the crone stunned. So let's stun the crone. Okay, ghoul's dead. Now we just need to bring the crone down before the crone goes again.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
Like so.
Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Jute tapestry, very valuable. We brought the holy water because it came with us. And I don't really want to throw anything out yet. So we're gonna pass on this, the grave robber trinket. Well, it's a nice trinket. We don't need that badly. Okay, so we get to the end, pop out, we backtrack.
The light, the promise of safety.
We enter him to search the tree. Eat the food, take the money. We don't have 100% because of our plus 10% trap disarm. We have 100% chance to disarm the trap. So always nice. Once again, we got the crone in the back, so we're going to want to de-stealth the crone. Although in this situation, I can hit the crone with the stun without having to de-stun or de-stealth the crone first. So we'll do that. This is having us some stress. De-stealth the crone so we can properly target the crone if the opportunity arises. Let's go Abyssal Artillery on the next attack. Not particularly good damage against the crone, but better than none. No bleed. And yeah, we'll go Abyssal Artillery here.
Precision and power.
Okay, so if we get a blight or bleed on the crone, which is what we're about to do, the crone will die. on her next action. Get into the Velgard. Or, okay, yeah, we got decent number of Eldritch here. Direct target, let's knife the battery. Do that again, hopefully getting a blight on. There we go. Blight on the batteries. The batteries did as well.
Death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving. Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
I'm gonna have to actively heal. Let's use the anti-venom. Get rid of that or get rid of that blight. Get some heal on you. I'm gonna need more heal on you, but really need to get one of them down so we're not suffering so much from the mark.
Compassion
12,
is
that's
a
a good start.
rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
So this would have blighted the back one. There we go. It's dead now. Still gonna hit with one Ren the mark. They're gonna still want to heal him again.
A death by inches.
Well, if everything goes according to plan, we should be able to stun him first. Or he gets hit. Ooh, 32. That's great. And resist the bleed. Perfect. Okay, so he's dead on his next turn. Would have preferred to come back to me before then, but that'll work. Blight resist for dodge. I'm not too worried at this low level about blight. Yeah, we're gonna have to pass on that because our inventory is too full. Mr. Highwayman here having to touch everything.
Beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Eldritch and surprise. Nice. Okay. Get the stuns off. Basically giving us a free first turn here. These guys are pretty bleed immune, so just go for the cut. Not gonna gamble for bleed. We'll gamble for stun though. Resist the stun. I think the Plague Doctor is actually better at stunning than the Crusader here. There we go. Enemy backline destroyed.
Destroy them all.
The big slime technically can multiply here, so we're going to want to try to bring it down reasonably quickly, unless we can stun it. To buy us another turn. It resists the stun. I'm gonna go for the heal here. Nope, critical heal, that's nice. Got still enough damage that it's dead on its turn.
Their cursed
Go.
champion falls.
Again, we're gonna pass on this. The deeds are tempting, but we got no inventory space right now. And we'll find enough stuff later on. Gonna hit the stuff on the way back. We have a shovel. Health his possessions, yeah. Red Plague. We have shovels for that situation, but nope. Let's go for the stun. Okay, one of them blocked in the back. Get us the D-stealth. So we can actually hit the crone. Okay, we prepared for this. That wasn't the result we wanted, but we prepared for it.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Okay. Not quite back in proper formation, but again, we prepared for that. That wasn't a problem. Getting rearranged like that.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Go for the stun on the crone. Stone connects. Yeah, it's back in formation. Okay, go for the Abyssal Artillery. We don't really need to heal right now. I'd rather stress heal if we were to go for that sort of healing. Okay, the crone is dead.
A devastating blow.
Let's go for the stress heal. Oh, that's the... That was not actually the heal I'm thinking of. One of the Crusader heals is a heal and a stress heal. Now's not the time to check. My crone is dead. So let's Weakening Curse.
A decisive
The giant.
pummeling. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay, so I don't have as much stress healing as I thought I did. 'Cause I don't have the skill that I have. In fact, I have a heal skill rather than a stress heal.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Let's take a look at the thing I was talking about. I was thinking I had Inspiring Cry, which is, as you can see, a stress heal. Also does some heal. So then I've got the proper heal. So we got more healing here than I'm expecting, but less stress healing than I'm expecting. Ooh, scouting told me where the secret room is. We're definitely going in the secret room. And definitely looting the secret room. So, key in the chest. And apparently these stack.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Well, these don't stack. Let's be confusing this with something else, because I think what I was seeing on the wiki was implying that these stacked. Okay, we're gonna drop the herbs. And yeah, these don't stack, okay. Something trapezoidal, I think, stacks from the wiki. But yeah, here we go. On where do we go? I don't have the bandages to interact with that anymore. Okay, luckily that was safe to interact with. We'll burn the
The
torches right
match
away.
is struck. A blazing star is born.
The sapphire, if we knew we were going to get more sapphires, the sapphires would stack better than just the raw gold. In fact, I think we're pretty much at the gold cap for that pile. I'm not sure we're going to get more of them, so I'm just going to roll as is. We're about to do a bit where we're going to have to backtrack. At the end of the backtracking is where we're going to take the long rest. So when we get back to that room we just passed, we're going to long rest.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Okay, de-stress the crone. Ooh. Means I don't have a... or de-stealth the crone. That means I don't have a de-stealth, because we just blew the de-stealth. No connection. Stun's gonna work and buy us a turn. Stun the giant. At least try. We did. Okay, everyone's stunned. Missile artillery, which we can use to still hit the crone because it's AoE. That's how we're gonna have to try to take the crone down as AoE.
Grievous injury, palpable fear.
Oh, and she is now revealed. Well, I don't have a good way to get her with the Highwayman. We'll start to bleed the giant.
The blood quickens.
I don't think this is a combo that combos well with marked, so it's probably fine that we're marked. Yeah, that's more annoying, but again, we can reorient the party, that's not going to be a problem. Not quite the right order, so we're going to get a little bit of a shuffling of our party here, but we can work on that. Ooh. That was more of a bad roll. Okay, duelist advance, get rid of the battery. Not quite getting rid of the battery. We can still work with that. Ooh, put to death's door. That's a bit of a problem.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Off death's door, so we're at least 2 hits away from death. Finish the battery off. Now it's just you up front. Go for the self-heal. Hopefully get a better roll than that, but... yeah. Continue to blight the giant. Probably about time we try to stun the giant again. Although I need to do one more bit of shuffling before we can do that. Okay, keep trying to heal yourself. You're now above health, which is a pretty good place. And the bleed and the blight combo is enough. We'll take the key, we'll take money. Oh, I clicked the right one. Take the money. I'm gonna pass on the jewelry for the moment. We'll interact with that Curio on the way back, if we decide to interact with it. I don't have the... This is the medicinal herb, so we can't pick this food up. We're gonna leave the food there. We could gamble to try to pick it up anyway, but I don't need the food that badly. We brought food with us. Take the gamble here on the fountain. Okay, let's pop in here. Open up firewood.
Circle in the dark.
Feed everyone.
The battle may yet be won.
Bandit sense for no ambush. Unpearled finesse is tempting. Ooh, remove immortality debuffs. Yes. Ah, can't be used on self. One companion removed mortality debuff on the one who needs the mortality debuff removed. Okay. Got a heal that I don't need, heal that I don't need, heal that I don't need. Courage. We're probably gonna end up using a courage. Oh, that removes mortality buff as well. Do that. Got 5 left. I think we'll just go for the effectiveness and the highwayman. All that good. And we got 1 left at this point. We don't have any of the ones, so that's fine. Except that's the result of the rest. That frees up 2 inventory slots. So we can actually start picking some other stuff up. Although we're mostly here for money,
In Radiance, may we
deeds, and
find
portraits,
victory.
let's say. Although trinkets are always tempting. Okay. So obviously we don't go for bleed here, because bones don't bleed.
Destroyed.
I can go for a stun, so let's stun the guy in the back. And then you hit Unholy real hard, so bring him down. Oh, I won't this time. Still, works. So they were surprised that they don't get their move. They both go at the end. We're then going to roll for initiative. The dog may beat us. Dog didn't beat us. Well, the dog may still... Nope. Dogs... Well, we're probably not doing enough damage to bring the dog down. The dog goes, yeah. So there goes the dog. And I now have no incentive to actually even try to bring the dog down. The dog is dead. So we go for heals. Everyone's healed. I got no stress heals. So we'll just throw stuff at the dog. There we go.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Light torch, just in case there's ambush in here. After the next backtrack, I'm going to use the next campfire. These guys are pretty bleed resistant, so we're just going for raw damage. And they're not particularly stun resistant. We'll stun the one in the back. They are Eldritch, so you're really knifey against them. Go for knife, although if you can't hit the broadside of a barn, the knives don't work. Stun the one up front if possible. No dice. One in the back is dead. Let's see if we can stun that one. Stun connects. Attempt to heal yourself. We'll try the blight. Blight actually connects, so it's dead. We're now in full heal if possible mode. You can heal person, so heal the person. I mean, it literally doesn't matter what we do here. It's gonna die when it comes around to its turn.
Well struck.
If it even makes it that long. I'm literally throwing the lowest damage moves I've got at it. I can try to heal. There it goes. Its turn, so it's dead.
The greater the glory.
I think the deeds are worth more than a pile of coins, so we'll take some deeds at this point. A torch. A torch is what's within. Although, oh, and some busts. Though we're really looking for deeds and portraits, so we'll pass on the bust. Again, we got some very valuable trapezoids in our inventory, which is what's taking most of the inventory here. Scouting report. Hallway fight, but otherwise safe transit. Some spiders.
Be gone, fiend.
At this point, I'm hitting with weak things in hopes that we can just RNG into crits, because it's very dead. And we don't have space for the money, so just chuck the money on the floor.
Success.
Scouting report. Okay, this should be a fairly safe hallway, although the hunger checks don't show. It doesn't want herbs to loot that, so we're going to pass that one. Oop, another scanning report. So I could technically skip the room battle there. Right now we're in healthy enough state, I don't actually see the reason. Okay. I think that fungal grabber is, well, not quite dead. If we get the blight on it, it is? No, no luck with getting the blight on. Okay, go for the knife. Nope, knife did not connect. Go for the stun. Now it's dead. I went for the stun because if we low rolled the stun, it would live 2 rounds, but it would still be dead before it could do any damage. Okay, it's dead. Okay, so the
Remind
deeds stack
yourself
up high
that
enough that we can take another
overconfidence is a
set of deeds.
slow
Let's
and
wait see.
insidious killer.
Okay, I'm there. We're gonna go for the room battle. He's insisting we take the torch on this way instead of the other way.
Finding
fine.
the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Okay, bunch of bandits. We didn't ambush the bandits. Because there's a not stealth guy in the back row, we can try to stun bolt the back row, get lucky. De-stealth the stealth guy, does not connect. Go for the abyssal artillery so we can hit the stealth guy. If we can bring the stealth one down, we want to.
The ground quakes.
Okay, the Fusilier is dead on its next round. Done enough damage that it will die. Yeah, take this way. Deciding between that and the heal. Okay, so the Cutthroat is dead on its next turn.
Monstrous size
Okay.
has no
Probably would have preferred for them
merit,
not to die on that swing,
unless
but
inordinate
it works.
exsanguination be considered a virtue.
okay, you go for a bleed heal. Heals bleed off of 2 of our characters. The fight is now over.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Leaving the money behind. We're going to do the backtrack, and then we're going to camp. Again, I'm not too worried about that bleeding, because we're only getting most of it back when we camp here. Again, this will free up another 2 inventory slots.
Gathered close in tenuous
Got most of it back when we
firelight
camped.
and uneasy companionship.
I'd rather get surprised. Actually, no, we'll take the stress down. Go for that zealous thing. And then we'll encourage you. And unfurled finesse. And we'll pep talk the Plague Doctor.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
There we go. Disarm the trap that we knew that was there. Okay, so we could just bow out now, but we know there is upcoming loot. We'll go for the loot. Our party is low stress. Available inventory space. Oh no. We have shovels for that. Okay, we got surprise. Go for the abyssal artillery because we can hit the crone in the back. Try to de-stealth the crone. Successfully de-stealth the crone. Go for the backline stun. Try to stun the giant. Giant stun connects but does not stick. Giant, to be fair, is stun resistant. Disorganize the party. Again, this is fixable, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. Try to stun the giant again. No luck. Drone's dealt with. Cantress is dead on her turn, as we see. Now we just need to deal with the giant.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Okay, so at least we're able to get him off death's door right away.
Brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Okay, already back in my desired formation, give or take.
A powerful blow. Masterfully
okay, the giant's dead. Maybe didn't want the giant dead there, but the giant's dead. Go for extra heal because the giant's already dead.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Take the onyx. Not. Oh, I should have taken the money as well. Never mind. Forgot we didn't have a full stack of money there.
Handsome reward for a task
I do
well
want the portraits.
performed.
Do I check for the portraits? I think we checked the anti-venom for the portraits. Okay. So we want to go for that room. It's probably not worth going for the curio through the... line. Okay, so we're going to try to ignore you if our party will allow it. No dice. We're going to have a hallway fight. Not quite ideal timing. Well, if I've got the initiative and we do, we can relight the torch. These guys are pretty bleed resistant, so we're just going to cut them down as quickly as possible.
Decimated.
And we dealt with them.
Ghoulish horrors.
Okay, at this point,
Brought low and driven into the
food
mud.
has no value other than for heals. We'll take all the heal. Team arguing with the torch, so we'll light the torch. This is going to be the last battle here, and we're just going to dump whatever we can't use. To pick up loot. Loot is available. Go for the stun. Stun connects, both stunned. Probably not going to stun, but we'll take it swing anyway. So this is the last fight, so we're not too worried about the Death's Door here. Other than the fact that we don't want getting put back to Death's Door. If at all possible. Light supply, not on both of them. This is the last fight. We can use the key on that chest. Okay, left one's dead. I'm gonna do one here just because it may blight the right one. No dice. Okay, removes the blight off of both of them. In theory, means we could take a time here. In practice, we're still going to try to cut through and get it down as quickly as possible. He's pushing to the front. He's going to try to escape Cloud. Other than the potential application of blight is fairly benign. There we go.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled.
Throw the food out, take the gems, throw the torches out, take the money, open chest, throw a key in it.
Hacks laden with loot
Throw out the key.
are often low on supplies.
And the shovel. Pile of money, take the tapestry, and then we'll leave.
Every cleared path and charted route reduces the isolation of our troubled estate.
Pretty good between quest rewards and collected heirlooms as far as deeds are concerned. And the trapezoids plus the tapestries generated quite a bit of money. Fear of Mankind. Probably want to get rid of that because accuracy versus humans is bad. Or losing accuracy versus humans is bad. Accuracy versus Unholy, that's nice. Lazy Eye, we can accept that. That's not actually that bad. Weapon Tinkerer for replacing Night Owl. We weren't making use of Night Owl, so that's fine. Bad Humors we probably want treated. So you probably won't be going to the next quest because we're probably going to have you try to get treated. You're to the Bad Humors. Extra Stress in the Warrens is fine. So the disease is annoying, but the rest of that's pretty fine. And all the treatment facilities are treated. So we're going to be filling the treatment facilities here. Red Plague. Max hit points. We like to get rid of max 6 point problems, so you get rid of the Red Plague. And then the Occultist has got the same sort of problem. If we can find him quickly. I think Rabies is fine. Extra damage in this. Although this is a person who's mostly doing blight damage. Yeah, we're mostly doing blight damage. We're not really hitting directly, are we? Oh yeah, mine's on the damage, 90% damage, 80% damage. So Rabies here isn't very good. Well, those do some, right? So this is... In theory, that means the theory, that means you might actually do some damage. Or is the conditional one some? It might be the conditional one some. I know it's, yeah, the plus X damage versus blah blah blah. So, for example, lunge here, that damage with Blight additively sums with the plus 90% damage from Shadow Fade. These two sum. So the rabies would sum with any of the mods, but if you already brought down to 0, you're brought down to 0 from the base mod. Okay. So yeah, we probably want to get rid of rabies on you. You'd like that accuracy back. Most characters, you don't care about your accuracy, or don't care about, or you would benefit from the damage a little bit more. Get rid of bad humors as well, so that's free. And then we got treatment ward. I think we probably use the treatment ward on, say, kleptomaniac up there on Reynold. Bismuth. I'm actually more worried about the stress if hit points are low than the stress if torch is low, but we'll do the stress if torch is low if we don't have a better one to get rid of. Curial's fine. And we're doing these sort of options because we've got free treatment for the cycle here. Let's get rid of Heliomania. I think that's one of the ones that interacts with stuff. There we go. So we're making use of the sanitarium because free stuff this cycle. We've got a bunch of deeds. Deeds are used in the blacksmith. So we'll get next tier weapons. Deeds are also used in the stagecoach. So I could have technically taken another roster size increase, which is probably what we would have done if we were doing the stagecoach. Okay, so we're gonna have to put a full brand new team together for the next delve, because we basically sent people off to treatments everywhere. But that's fine. We can work with that. Or at least I think I can work with that. Was that enough to trigger the boss to show up in the Veld? Yes. The Brigand 12-pounder is an option. Probably what we do in the next descent into the thing. So what team do I want to go for a boss hunt? It wants to be at least veterans, it wants to be 3 or 4. I suppose we could try to put some sort of dance team together. So we take, like, Hendry. This is mostly a sort of, I need to be very damaging or very stunning sort of team. Doing dance, you don't work very well. Oh, that's a forward knockback and stun. Ooh. Yeah, that's an option. Definitely an option. And I suppose we could run the last spot, not dance, and just have the sort of the up front 3 dance. You're probably not the one I want to run. I probably want to run this one. Scout trapped his arm, yeah. Big to face lunge, shadow fade, toxic trickery if I need to clear blight or bleed. Of course, the concern with this combo is I've got no heal. Of course, we could fix that by bringing in someone who can heal. Like, Battlefield Bandage. Battlefield Bandage, you can deal with blights or bleeds if you get blighted or bleeded. And yeah, if we're doing full dance, then we're probably doing the forward, right? So we're doing lunge, rampant, breakthrough. Cycling those three. So I suppose Mattel was probably actually the dance team's healer, right? With the battle heal. That makes a little more sense why I had battle heal on him. Yeah, I think we're gonna run this team for the next delve. We're already an hour here. We'll cycle through making sure we've got decent skills for the delve against this boss here at the beginning of the next one. If you're watching on YouTube, that will be the part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, we're going to take a short break so I can get up, stretch the legs, sip some tea between parts here, and then we'll go in to fight this boss. If it goes quick enough, we'll probably try to work on trying to summon one in the Cove or the Warrens. If it's like this last run where it was a long length quest. This one's technically a medium, but it is a boss. Bosses may take a little bit longer. Then we go over like 30-40 minutes on the one bit. It'll just be the one delve. But that will be what we're doing on the next one, is going into that quest. So until then, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck, a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.